What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Theta and what I think it's going to do, both in the bigger picture as well as the smaller time frames. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. All right, so we're starting off here on the 8-day candlesticks, and the first thing that we're looking at here with Theta is this big massive channel. As you can see, I have a big channel drawn here on Theta with our resistance up here and our support down here. Now, what I want you guys to pay attention to here is how we tested the bottom of this channel and our recent panic here on Theta. So this is a really good thing for us to have done, because this shows that we've tested this lower support level, came back up to the center right here. And although we are pulling back a little bit here on the daily time frame, the fact that we bounced as hard as we did off of this lower support level tells me that we're nearing a bottom very soon for Theta. So if you can imagine how much resistance there was up here at the top of this channel, now imagine how much support there's going to be down here at the bottom of this channel. So definitely pay attention to this big picture logarithmic channel. Very important, very key here for Theta. And due to the fact that we bounced off the bottom of this channel, I see that as being very good and something that should lead to a strong bullish reversal sooner rather than later. Before we get going too far in this video though, I do want to mention my one-on-one coaching program, link in the description box below. Apply for one-on-one coaching. I'll help you guys get started making money in these markets. I'll meet with you every single week over Zoom to make sure that you're making the right decisions, that you're making the most possible profits you possibly can in the crypto market. So make sure you apply for one-on-one coaching. Link in the description box below. So just like we had a big rejection off of this resistance up here that took us all the way back down to our lower support level, I believe we will have a strong bullish reaction off the bottom of this channel, taking us back up just in the same way that we had a bearish reaction at the top of this channel, taking us down. Also, if you guys don't know what capitulation is, that's exactly what Theta has done. So capitulation is that final sell-off that everybody panics, everybody sells all their crypto right at the bottom of that move. So capitulation is kind of a fear event that causes everybody to capitulate, to sell, to get out of the market because they can't handle it any longer. They give up on the bullishness. And that's exactly what we see over here with Cardano, with this big capitulation that happened right here in March of 2020, before Cardano broke all the way back out to a new all-time high. And if you study Theta over here on the left, that capitulation that we saw on Cardano is very similar to the capitulation that we're currently seeing on Theta. So the fact that we're landing on the bottom of this channel, bouncing up off of that level, and we're capitulating in the same way that Cardano did back in March of 2020 tells me that being bearish down here is about the worst thing that you could do. And the smartest thing that you could be doing is buying as much Theta as possible in preparation for a big picture reversal up off of these lows. So capitulation is very important, very key to be looking at in these markets. Very common in crypto. This is what you want to see. If you don't get this type of a move, then it can be kind of scary. It can feel like, oh, maybe the bottom isn't here. But now that we got this move, it actually gives me confidence, because when I see this type of a capitulation in the markets, I know that the market has a high degree of probability that the bottom is in. So I'm very confident in Theta, in the bigger picture, that we are going to have a bullish reaction sooner rather than later. a big bullish reversal, just in the same way that Cardano did after its capitulation, taking it all the way to a new all-time high. I firmly believe that's what's coming for Theta. The other thing that I want you guys to be aware of is the power of wicks. So whenever you get a big wick in the market, that's a very, very good sign that a reversal is happening. So if you have a big wick going up like that, then the market's probably going to go lower. And if you have a big wick coming down like this, then that tells you that the market is probably going to go higher, probably going to reverse off the bottom there and start to go up. So a wick is very important, very key to be paying attention to in these reversals. As you can see, we did have a bull wick right here, right before the market went all the way up right here. Then we had a wick up here right before the market came down. So you will see these wicks often at the bottom and the top of markets right before a big reversal happens. You will see these bull wicks and you will see these bear wicks commonly in the market. The other thing I want you guys to be aware of is the fact that tomorrow is a full moon. Crypto generally goes up on full moons and down on new moons. It's not a perfect signal, but it is very important to be aware of this because often the market does see a bullish reversal on a full moon. And a full moon starts tomorrow. So that's super exciting here as well because that could lead to a bullish reversal here on Theta and a local bottom based on that full moon. The other thing to look at here with Theta is the fact that we had a big trend line right here that we actually rejected on multiple times along the way down. Then we broke above that trend line, and now we came back down and tested this trend line as support. So this is a breakout retest of a downward trending line. And this is a pretty common thing I've seen in these markets to have a big breakout like this of a downward trending line for it to come all the way back down and test the bottom of that trend line before coming back up and reversing after a breakout of a downward trending line. So this is a very common kind of setup that I've seen happen in crypto over and over again. It makes sense because as you break above a downward trending line, a lot of people are going to FOMO into the market. So a lot of times it does pull back, retest that trend line, and then go higher because it has to shake out all of the FOMO that happens after a breakout of a downward trending line. So it makes perfect sense that you get these breakouts and then a retest before pushing up higher after a breakout of a trend line. The other thing I want you guys to look at here is the Amazon Theta fractal. So I saw this on X today and I thought, hey, I actually completely agree with this fractal. So this is Theta up here on top, and Amazon, I kind of recreated what I saw somebody post. Theta up here on top, Amazon on bottom. Very similar structure. You can see Amazon came back down to the 618 level before pushing higher, seeing a big picture reversal. After the internet bubble pop, which is this big crash right here, we had a full-blown reversal on Amazon, taking us all the way to a new all-time high. And actually, Theta is doing the same thing. Big breakout, pull back to the 618 level, and I believe we will have a big bullish reversal all the way to a new all-time high. Very similar to what happened to Amazon after the internet bubble popped. It broke out again, went to a new all-time high. The only difference being the fact that stocks take longer to go up. So I believe Theta could do the same type of move as what we see here on Amazon, only faster than what happened on Amazon. So even though this looks like it's going to take a long time on the chart, I believe Theta could pump faster and harder than what happened on Amazon because crypto has a tendency to move faster than stocks do. So definitely be paying attention to this big picture fractal here with Theta and with Amazon. We did have a crypto bubble and a crypto bubble pop, very similar to the internet bubble and the internet bubble pop. So there's going to be a lot of coins that recover, that become household names, just like there was a lot of stocks that recovered and became household names after the internet bubble had popped. So I believe that there will be a lot of cryptos out there that become household names now that we're starting to bottom out after the crypto bubble pop that will lead to a lot of growth, a lot of expansion on a lot of these different assets. And Theta, I firmly believe, because of how strong the fundamentals are, how good the chart looks here in the big picture, that Theta will be one of those assets that is adopted by the public and does become something a lot of people know about and becomes something that grows and expands, just like how Amazon did after the internet bubble popped. The other thing to be aware of is when we were in euphoria back in 2021, everybody was bullish. This was euphoria. Everybody was bullish. They thought the markets were going to go up forever. They were super bullish. So this is bull market euphoria right here. And this is actually bear market euphoria. So for the people that went short along the way down, they're in a state of euphoria right now, just in the same way that the bulls were in a state of euphoria up here, super bullish, think it's going to go up forever. The bears, the people that have been bearish this whole time, they are now in bear market euphoria right now. And so the psychology, the sentiment, a lot of people are going to be bearish. There's going to be a lot of FUD, a lot of people calling for lower lows and just crazy stuff just because of the same psychology as what happened to people that were bullish at the top. It's just flipped the other way around. So be aware of the psychology of the cycle. This is the point of maximum financial opportunity. If we look at a market cycle chart, you can see very quickly that Theta is in that point of maximum financial opportunity where the market has pulled back as far as it possibly can. It's extremely undervalued and ready for a bullish reversal. That's what we see with Theta. If we pull up the chart here, you'll see very quickly that that's what happened here with Theta. We have our euphoria over here, our complacency right here, our anger right here, and now we're in depression of the cycle. That's the point of maximum financial opportunity. This is bear market euphoria. It's the complete opposite of what happened over here at the top, bull market euphoria. So just be aware of the psychology of where we're at in the cycle. There's a lot of reasons to be bullish at the bottom of cycles. And definitely you don't want to be bearish at the bottom of a cycle where most people are going to be selling, but the big whales are buying. And two more things I want to talk about today. Remember your value propositions. If there was a reason that you bought Theta, if there was a fundamental reason that you believe in Theta, the value proposition for this asset, keep that in your mind because that is what's going to keep you bullish. That's what's going to keep you buying, holding on when times are tough, like right now, where the market feels like it's going to go down lower, where it feels like you lost money. Even if you haven't sold, technically you haven't lost money until you sell. It's an unrealized gain or an unrealized loss, right? But even if you're experiencing unrealized losses right now and you feel like the market's going to go lower, hold on to that value proposition. Hold on to the reasons that you bought Theta and keep your faith because patience really does pay off in these markets. And the people that get rewarded the most are the people that are the most patient. They're the ones that get financially compensated. And one of the best ways to keep that patience is to remember why you bought these assets. If you had a good reason for buying Theta, hold on to that. Don't forget about it when the price goes down. Remember it when the price goes down and buy more or hold on. Stay true to your convictions based on your value propositions. This has a real value proposition. This technology is useful. So there's a good reason to be bullish on Theta. Don't forget that. Just when things get rough, don't forget that there's a reason to be bullish on Theta. So that's my update on Theta. Big things are coming. Stay faithful, stay patient. You guys will be rewarded financially. I firmly believe you will be rewarded financially if you stay patient, if you stay bullish, if you remain true to your convictions, and you stay focused on the bigger picture and what's coming in the bigger picture. Because what's coming in the bigger picture is very bullish, very exciting, big reversals, just like what happened to Cardano. After it saw capitulation, we had a big bullish reversal. It went to the moon in 2021. Theta is the same setup as Cardano before it saw a big picture reversal. So I firmly believe we will have a big reversal. Every reason in the world to be bullish. So stay true to that, and you guys will be financially rewarded for your faith. And again, one more time, just make sure you guys apply for one-on-one coaching. Link in the description box below. I'll hop on a call with you, help you guys get started making money in these markets so you guys can start pulling profits consistently from these markets, both in the shorter time frames as well as the bigger picture, and make the most money possible. And also, so you don't have to go through all of the troubles. It can feel hard sometimes to trade these markets. It can feel like you're getting thrown around. So you just have to cut all of the BS out, focus on what works. That's why it's so important to get a mentor, to get someone who's teaching you, meeting with you every week, making sure that you're making the right choices with your capital and making the most money that you possibly can. So make sure you apply for one-on-one coaching. Link in the description box below. And yeah, thanks again for tuning in. I love you. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos. And as always, stay profitable out there.